Is he literally at 1?
He was at 4 after you did the witchful.
Oh,
let's go.
Fire. Okay, I'm literally just gonna like, with one hand, just pulsate the lightning, spin a card while I'm yelling, sling the firebolt right at its face, and then just yell at my friends as it's flying towards it. We need to get out.
Okay, as you hear this reverberate off the walls, you see this arcane energy card just fly up and just, and you see just the whites of its eyes as it just slowly starts to tip forward. I'd say we're still in initiative order. Right now, what are you doing? Miriam, you're up.
So he's falling forward.
He's starting
I'm
to
between
tip.
his legs anyway.
Yes.
I'm gonna get on the other side of him.
Okay, so you're hauling ass towards that.
I would use my movement to go back over here then.
Okay. Alright. So, Miriam, you're hauling ass that way. He's starting to tip. We go to Torin, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm dashing towards the exit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so that brings us to Kavoth. He's just like, shite, what about the horses? Ah! And then he starts to like head that way too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember, this is difficult terrain, so half movement speed on everybody.
Right.
Unless you dash.
Unless you dash.
You have normal movement.
He's going to attempt to dash, and he's like barely in between the legs. That brings us to Sven.
Sven is...
He's over there.
With us.
So he can dash
Make him dash.
towards the exit.
He is not going to dash. He's going to take his normal movement speed and cast Cure Wounds on himself. Because if something falls and hits him, he's out. Spellcasting doesn't mind fire. It is 3. He heals 8 points. Goes back up to 18.
Scary. Very scary. He took a big hit.
Yeah, I mean he had to, or else he was done.
So it's my turn now.
If that same 12 damage hit me again, he was out. It would have lost him.
Anything happened.
If anything happened, he probably would have went down.
Okay, that brings us to the frost giant just falls to both knees. As he falls, I need everybody to roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
D4s.
No! Oh, God, no.
Plus dex.
Hey,
Shit.
it's a 5.
25 for me.
Rude.
Okay, that does it.
12 for me.
19
Well.
for Spin. Let's go!
Okay. So, Sylvis, as you're running, your feet catches this impact hits the ground, and you just see the entire cave floor just drop about 2 feet as you fall to your knees, and you're trying to scramble to get yourself back up. Everybody else, anybody that got lower than a 14?
I got a 1.
You got a 1?
You rolled a
Torin.
2 and then a -1?
No,
No,
I rolled
he
a
rolled
1.
Torin, you, as this happens, you just fall flat on your face. You were not prepared for this. You were mid-step, your knee buckles, and you just trip and fall to the ground. So,
I got a 7.
we're still in initiative order here. We've got Sylvis, you're up next.
Okay. I was still at this cart.
Yeah. So he's on his knees, starting to tip.
I gotta do self-preservation. I know. So, I really want to go back for the horses. I really do. But I need to run. So, I'm just... My movement speed is 40. I'm still in bear form. So, dashing... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Yeah.
Where's the exit?
He's falling this way, right?
Yeah, he's like on his knees, falling this way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
So,
get around him.
so I'm like... I'm trying to get around him and just kind of like...
Okay. That brings us to Maximilian, you're up.
I'm gonna dash all the way over here, and I'm gonna call out to him. I'm gonna call out to Sylvis that I'm just gonna cover behind him and keep following behind
Okay.
him. I'm gonna stay right here with
That
him.
brings us to Miriam. What are you doing?
Do I see the exit?
You see the exit straight in front of you. You can just barrel through. You see
I just,
Torin
like,
kind of
literally
drop in
speed up
front of
to you,
you,
like, let's go,
tripping and falling. So you can
Pulling him
maybe try and scoop him up if you want to, or you can just head for the door.
Just leave me some chips.
I'm gonna keep going because the sooner I get through that, the sooner it's another body that's not in the way of it.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you just haul forward, and as you do, you jump and you start to slide down, and you're just like barely keeping your feet underneath you as you're just hauling down this chute that slowly starts to go to this steep kind of corridor. So we come next to Torin. You're up.
I'm gonna try and pick myself up and head towards that exit.
Okay. So half your movement speed, you stand back up. Miriam, you're out of the way. You're gone. You're down the chute here. Torn, you use half your movement speed, you get about 20 feet to get there, and you jump and you start sliding. You're hauling ass, you're trying to keep your feet underneath you. Next we come to Quoth. He kind of sprints to the door and he stands at the edge and he's kind of just like trying to push people through. We've got Sven. He's
What's your movement speed?
40 at the moment.
Okay. He's close, right? Where does he have to get to?
basically.
I was gonna say, how big would you say the exit is?
Use the giant's feet. This is kind of the cave opening.
Okay, so this is like if we panned over to behind it where
Yeah.
we were heading. Okay. And we were still over here in this direction.
It's close, is kind of right here.
He was closer to right
You
here.
guys
Sven was
are
closer.
hidden
I was
down-
back here.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that's where we were. Yeah,
No,
I
you're
was
good.
standing in par with you here.
Okay.
He's gonna take a brief second to look around.
I think I should make.
Is there anything dangerous or crazy going on?
Just you need to get out of here. The floor is crumbling. It's dropped about 4 feet from when the original start is between everything that's going on here. You don't know how much further this is going to go, and you don't know where it's at. But this is not a room you guys need to be in. You're starting to see
I'm gonna
things rumble.
sprint over here, grab him, and with the last bit of movement, I can get to right here. If I grab him and pull him, essentially get into the chute, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that and try to get him in the chute and start sliding.
Okay. So.
Sven grabs.
Oh no, hold on. Okay, I wouldn't have enough movement speed to do that. No, I'm just.
You just going for it?
He's just got the bolts. Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna leave him behind. Then I'm gonna take dash, and I'll definitely be able to get all the way
Yeah,
out.
yeah, definitely. Then you got it.
Yeah, with that 30 at half movement speed and using
And
an
then you have
action to
to have it.
grab, yeah, I wouldn't be able to make
Yeah.
it that far. I wouldn't be able to make 15 feet.
Okay, so next that brings us to that was Finn. You just see the you feel the giant just fall one more time. As you do, I need you, you and both to make dexterity saving throws. Don't forget your d4s.
For me, I have 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27. And for Spin,
7.
You got
15,
7.
16. He got a 15. So he got a
You didn't have to roll for
Oh,
Sven. He was
Sorry,
already
my
out.
bad.
All right, that's right.
I rolled 27. I'm good.
All right. So as you're running and you're running and you're running, and you just see as you look up, you start to see like things falling from the sky. Some of these icicles are dropping. You take just like pelting damage as some of these icicles are slicing through. They're razor sharp. You take 2 points of slashing damage.
In the bear form, you can tank it.
Yeah. So next we come to let's see.
That's me again.
I think it's Silva's next.
Miriam, you're out. Jose, you're out. Quoth is still there.
He's out.
He's out. Okay. So that brings us to Silvus. You're up.
Yeah. Dashing, I have a movement speed of 40.
Okay.
So
What's your movement speed in total?
it's 40. Like
Oh, then
with the
dashing,
difficult
you-
terrain, it's if I
Oh,
dash,
that's right.
it's
It's
still
half.
40.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
half and then back
So
up. Okay.
yeah. So my bear's
like, we have
movement speed
80
is
though?
40. No.
No, well, then it gets half.
So-
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Okay, so as you see Silvus run towards this, you hit that like point break where you get over the lip and you start to go downhill, and you're keeping your feet underneath you on all fours, and you're just kind of slipping and sliding, but backpedaling, trying to keep your thing
It's
up.
definitely Manny from Ice Age.
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes down the chute. Next we come to Maximilian. What you doing?
I'm gonna use my dash and get over there as well. How far away was that?
You were, I think you were.
30?
30? I'd say that's close enough. You jump there and you kind of like land on your knees and slide down and you keep going. And with that, as Quo sees that and he kind of sees everything's okay, he looks behind him as just everything's starting to crumble. He turns and he runs down there. You guys are sliding down the chute. Maximilian, roll me a perception check.
What do I get this D4 for? What kind of stuff?
Saving throws or attack throws.
Yes. So it's not the same.
No.
Perception?
Yes.
15.
So as you come barreling down this hallway, you slide in. You catch up to Silvus here in his bear form, and as you are sliding, you look at kind of fall on your back. You look up and you see there is a large chunk of ice coming down.
Oh.
This is not like anything that's fallen in this cave. This is something huge. What do you do?
Where's it falling?
It's falling right on him,
Kavo.
on Sylvis.
On me.
I'm like right behind him.
You're right behind them, sliding down here. What do you do?
I'm just gonna use my momentum, sliding down. I'm gonna, because I'm kind of sliding. How am I sliding right now?
You're kind of like on your knees, like drifting towards your back, and as you look up, you see just this huge, like almost half of the mountain starting to come down towards you.
I'm gonna put my hands on the ground. I'm gonna kick my feet out from under me and start sliding, like literally on my ass. Like, I'm gonna put my feet out, and as soon as they hit Sylvis, I'm gonna kick with all my force.
Roll a dexterity check for me.
Saving throw or just a check?
Check.
What's my dex? Jesus Christ. 22.
Okay, so Sylvis, you kind of feel this all of a sudden, just like these two firm pushes from your back as you just get launched forward. Maximilian, I need to make me a dexterity saving throw. And I'll say you've used up your momentum from sliding down this hill to stop him. You gave all of your forward momentum to Sylvis to get him out of the way, so I'd say this is also a disadvantage.
It's gonna be much worse than that.
When I feel